Alright folks, what is up? This is One Big Bugger and I'm coming at you with Euro Truck Simulator 2. We're continuing our run today when we got our big Volvo back, as you saw in the last episode. Um, I told you I'd get a video out, at least one over the weekend, but I'm going to be honest with you, the only reason I'm doing this video is because, quite frankly, I'm bored. You know, I don't play League anymore because I don't really have anyone to play with. Plus all the toxicity of it. Although I'm kind of piquing interest again, like with the new Sona skin and the new support uh, champion that either came out or is coming out, the Bard. Um, it looks really interesting to me. Um, I'm not playing Diablo because my nephew has been playing. He comes back on Monday, so hopefully with his new headset maybe we can start that up, but that's not today. I don't feel like playing Binding of Isaac. I've got nothing going on in Eve. And I've just been so bored today. I didn't even clean my computer, even though I was going to because my wife's not here today and it would have been the perfect time. Just because I didn't feel like it. So I don't have the best enthusiasm at the moment, but I thought maybe if I continue the run and just get talking a little bit, it'll help shake these little doldrums off me. So we'll see. Wipers. Lights are going. Okay, we're good. Just had to make sure our orbitals were up and running. But yeah, I'm just like, I have all kinds of games. It's just, I don't know. I've been playing them so much, and I really haven't bought anything new. You know, I've been all Eve, Diablo, whatnot. That I just kind of find myself not caring. It's probably just a phase I'm in, but it's bothersome when it happens. My wife, she went to a party today, and you may ask, well, why didn't you go? A couple reasons. Number one, I'm not very sociable. I don't enjoy my wife's extended family very much. Most of them are good people until they get drunk. And sometimes they get drunk, they start saying stupid things. And when you're a very large, weight-wise, quote-unquote haole, like me, stupid things can be said. And one thing I've noticed over the years is my tolerance for things like that coming from immediate family members has diminished. And I get a lot more upset, a lot more, a lot easier than I used to. Easier, whatever. So, it stands to reason that I'm not going to tolerate it from extended family. And I wouldn't. And I don't want to do that to my wife. I don't want to put her in that position. One. Another reason is I'm the type that likes to come home early. You know, like I would be home like right now, like recording this, from when she left at about 11 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's around it's between 6:30 and 7, I believe, because I fed my dogs a little while ago. And I fed them a little late. I usually feed them between 5 and 5:30. I didn't feed them till almost 6 because the area that I work in to clean up their bowls and get the water and stuff was taken up for a while. But it's fine. You know, being a little late's okay. So, judging by that, it's probably around, somewhere around 6:30, 7, maybe even a little after 7. And I would already want to be home, and my wife is not. She's not here. She is still at the party. And I have a feeling my wife called, judging by what I heard. The phone rang, I heard a little bit of conversation, and nobody's told me anything, which really aggravates me because it's not the first time that something like that has happened, that my wife was actually out and she called and nobody actually told me that she called and what she said she was going to do. But that also doesn't matter because a lot of times my wife has called, and I have gotten the phone, and she said, oh yeah, you know, I'm going to be home by 10 o'clock. 2 o'clock in the morning, she rolls around. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know what time it was. I just got talking and I didn't realize it. No, she knows. She's just enjoying herself, and I can't fault her for that. You know, I really can't fault her all that much for that. But I also can in the fact that it's a little difficult for her to drive because of her neuropathy as it is. She also has problems seeing at night. So she's got to drive real slow, and I always worry about that. It's nighttime, you know, it's already getting dark. And then she's driving home at 2 in the morning on a Saturday. There's all kinds of drunks out there at that point. Now, I'm not saying it will be 2 in the morning. She could pull up 10 minutes from now, but I'm expecting nothing earlier than 11 p.m. You know, my only hope is because of who she went to visit, who the house is party at. It's her uncle who had recently has just gotten off chemotherapy for cancer, and also I guess had hepatitis. Oof. That was an interesting corner. But it's like it was a curable hepatitis. I don't know which one it was, and that is cleared up as well. And that's what kind of the whole celebration is about. So, but he's still feeling a bit sick, you know, from the chemo. So hopefully the party will break up and people will leave early, and my wife will be home, and I will be completely wrong. But I just don't expect to be wrong. You know what I'm saying? So, by the way, that limo's new. Part of the new traffic pack. Yeah, I realize I'm up a little bit in speed. You know what would be really nice? Less tunnels. That would be really cool, to be honest with you. But I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Well, it ain't happening at the moment. I love how that, like, when the rain stops and you just let it, like, you drive in the drive for just a few seconds, all the water blows off your windshield. That's honestly pretty cool. Yeah, I don't think I'm waiting, and I'm up it to 120. That's nice. The tunnels, some of the tunnels are what really hurts my frame rate. And it's funny because I'll be pulling a decent frame rate, go into a tunnel, the frame rate will drop, and then it just won't come back. Yeah, I don't know. It's still running smoother than what it did originally. One of the reasons I have problems because I just like clicked the shortcut icon, you know, for Euro Truck in my start menu. But the reality is I need to be clicking the play button on Steam itself and choosing to run the 64-bit version of the game to make sure that that is what's running. And you know, the hitching is less, the slowdowns, the load times are less, which that's really important. Plus, when the frame rate does get a little bit lower, it still runs fairly smooth. It doesn't make my eyes hurt, basically. But yeah, you know, I got Heroes of the Storm, but I only really play that when there's quests right now, and I don't PvP in it. I usually just versus AI, which is challenging enough for me right now. Hearthstone's kind of the same thing. I only play when the daily quests come up, and like yesterday was Spellmaster, which is one of the quests I hate, and I absolutely refuse to try and play that. I'd rather wait and try and cycle the quest when it lets me. That's the thing about Hearthstone is the ability to cycle your quests are inconsistent. It's only supposed to be one click every 24 hours. But that's not always the case, as far as I can tell. It's really not. What generally ends up happening is I'll go to cycle the quest. Like last night, I logged in about 12:30 in the morning. And I saw that it was a dominance, which I don't like the dominance quest either. You have to win 5 games, and I'd rather just not, you know. So I went to cycle the quest. I had to cycle, and I got Spellmaster. I was like, oh well, I'm not playing today. And then what'll end up happening is I'll log in at about 12:35 or so, and the cycle quest won't be available. It actually won't be available for another couple hours, to the point that I probably won't even bother until I get up tomorrow. So I really don't know what goes on with that, and I'm not overly fond of it either. Well, the rain's gonna stop. That's a plus. Yay! Sharp corner. Okay, not that sharp. This one looks a little sharper. Yeah, not too bad. You see, I don't get why some corners on the map don't look too bad, and then they end up being like really, really sharp. And then other corners on the map like that, they look like they're gonna be sharp, and then they're just not. You know? I've been I see you speedbox, but now I know I'm going to speed limits. Good. I'm watching the E Fan Fest that they have every year from Iceland, because that's where CCP is located, and I've been watching a lot of the stuff that they're coming up with, a lot of things that they're changing and doing, and there's a lot of good stuff coming, but a lot of it was like really futuristic announcements. But one thing I'm worried about with CCP right now is their game that they're coming out. It's their first-person space shooter, spaceship shooter PvP, and eventually PvE. They're going to have story. Is Valkyrie, and it's a beautiful game. It's amazing, but I kind of worry. I kind of worry about what they're doing. Because number one, they're making it for VR only. VR meaning the headsets, the eye sets, the virtual reality goggles, and I don't know if that's such a great idea. because not a lot of people are going to have them for a while. They're not going to be widely distributed for a while. A lot of people won't be able to afford them for a while. So I don't know if that's a great idea to do that. Number two, they're really alluding to the fact that you're going to need a fairly decent high-end PC to run the game. Why would you limit yourself to people who have a lot of money to play with? Because the general gaming population is not rich. So I'm a little worried about their venture into Valkyrie like that. But, you know, it's CCP. They tend to have their finger on the pulse of their fans, so we'll see what happens. I was looking at, they said Star Citizen 1.1 is out. Now, usually when something has a 1 in front of the decimal, that means it's an official release. It's been officially launched. No, obviously Star Citizen's still in beta, so I don't quite get that. At least I'm pretty sure it's still in beta. If it's an actual official release, then something feels wrong to me. And they said there's new ships that you can add to your hangar, and I just went and took a look at them, and I admit the ships look cool, but then I saw the price. And my jaw hit the floor. Now, I understand people having a lot of money that spent a lot of money to get big rewards out of this game. I really do. If you got the money and you want to spend it like that, hey, go for it. You're not going to hear me bitch you out about being some rich boy and all that. But honestly, a DLC ship in the game that they just released, and the game's not even officially out yet as far as I know, $250! $250! Are you shitting me? I eat for a month on less than $250. My wife and I both eat for a month on less than $250. It's ridiculous. It's beyond stupid. $250 for digital download, for one single digital download ship? I mean, I'm hoping it was just a typo I saw wrong and it was $2.50. But I don't think so. I didn't see no decimal point. I'm telling you, I don't care how good Star Citizen is, if that's going to be the price points, if I saw that correctly, and things are going to be that expensive, no way, never. I am not touching it one single bit. It is not happening, because that is pay to win in spades. That's rich man territory. I'd rather fork out the money for a VR headset and go play Valkyrie. Even if they didn't, I'd probably rather do that. I'd like a VR headset when they come out. One game that has really piqued my interest lately is City Skylines, the SimCity spiritual successor. I've been watching a lot of people play it. I've been watching Northern Lion, I've been watching Trump, Maz, and I've watched various YouTubers playing it. And it looks really interesting and a whole lot of fun. But I just can't afford it, and even when I get paid I can't afford it. My car needs an oil change. No question. You know, my car needs an oil change. Plus I gotta pay back my credit cards on top of all of my bills. Plus my first phone bill came, which is $50 more this month than what it'll normally be, because there's an activation fee. So my wife and I have got to pay $150, not $150, we're going to each pay $75 to that, and then we each pay $50 a month for our cell phone. Although it'll probably get cheaper. I chose a mid-range plan with 3 gigabytes of data. We're going to stick with that for a couple months, but it doesn't look like we're going to use the 3 gigabytes, so I'm going to lower it to 1 gigabyte probably, which will save us like $20, something like that. So There is that, I suppose. There is that. It's an interesting looking trailer. Stopped a wee bit early. Oops. Did not mean to do that. Anyways, and on top of that, I'm going to basically dedicate whatever extra money I have left over after paying bills, getting the car, and getting the oil change done, which, yeah, the oil change, the phone bill, and all that. Once I get all that done, I'm basically going to dedicate whatever I have left to split between my 2 credit cards, and I'm going to do that every month, hopefully until one of them's paid off. My MasterCard that I have is going to be the card that I pay and spend for now. And that's just how I'm going to do it. My Visa card, like I said, it's supposed to be an emergency card, although it's pretty much maxed out. So I want to try within the next 3 to 4 months to pay it off and to not use it again. And I'm telling you honestly, if I can't keep that up, I may just close the card and pay it off, because if I can't be responsible enough to not pay on that card, you know, to not run that up, then I shouldn't be, I feel like I shouldn't have it, because it's supposed to be an emergency card for when there's an emergency, when we need gas, when the car needs something that's going to be, you know, need to be fixed, you know, there's, bam, $500 right there. But I used it. I don't regret what I used it on. I regret a few small things that I used it on, but I don't overly regret what I used it for. Like, I don't regret getting the cell phone. I don't. Even though my wife and I don't go places very often, it's going to be good to have. There's a lot of reasons to have a cell phone now, even if you don't go places. It's one way for people to get hold of us so they don't have to call the house phone. You know, texting, there's a lot of stuff that you can just, you know, if you can't text, you can't get involved in it, things like that. So, yeah, it's going to be rough financially, but like I said, there's things I am keeping a watch for that I will be purchasing when they come out. That's like American Truck Simulator, the Euro Truck expansion, you know, things like that. I'm going to pick them up. But I'm a little sad over City Skylines. I feel like I'd really like to play it, but it's not in the financial cards, and it was not going to be for a while. I've recently been disappointed over one of the independent games that I supported. I try not to support too many. I tend to follow suit on, you know, specific YouTubers. You know, I just don't, oh, he likes this, so I must go and support it. No, that's not how I am. But I watch what they play, and if they give it a recommendation and I feel like, yeah, I actually kind of like that, then I'll go ahead and support it. And that one you guys may remember is, you know, Sir, You Are Being Hunted. The game hit an official release, was officially released, and nothing since September. No contact, no No updates. No nothing from the guy who made the game. It's just absolutely nothing. And it's really, really disappointing to have that happen. Not as disappointing as Spin Tires, which seems all developmental support has stopped on that. Real shame, because that game had a bucket ton of potential. You know, in a simulation world where more than just driving on a street wants to be around, you know? Simulating driving older heavy-duty trucks through mud and water and stuff, hauling logs between lumber... Whoa! Hi, guys. Hey, no, 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 no! I knew that was going to happen. It's alright. I'm actually putting some nice miles behind us. It's been a fairly smooth run today. But if you liked like SimCity, and like me, you've been disappointed recently in SimCity. I did not pick up the most recent SimCity. Was it SimCity 4? I think it was. It's always online functionality, and you know, things like that. I couldn't go for it. I never picked it up. Glad I didn't. The game's basically dive bombed. And then here comes City Skylines to show you how it's done, you know? And with that being said, it's just absolutely, you know, it's just absolutely amazing. But if you like SimCity and you've been disappointed in SimCity recently, lately, then you may want to look into City Skylines. It looks really good. Everyone that has bought it, and it's sold over 250,000 copies upon, I think it's still in early access. I don't know if it's official release or not. You'd have to check that out. But I'm going to try and get by this truck before that exit, because I know he's going to take it. Okay, frame rate. You've been doing really good. There's no need for this. Stop it. So, yeah, you definitely, if you're a SimCity lover, want to check out City Skylines. I mean, I never played the game, and I already can see that it's what SimCity should have been in many ways. And I'm actually really disappointed that SimCity wasn't. But you try not to let disappointment override the fact that, well, maybe you don't have SimCity, but there's something else out there that's just as good, if not better. So, man, if I could pick it up, I would. And I'm sorry. I'm just realizing I really shouldn't talk like that. You know, I'll pick up the game eventually at some point, most likely. Just, I need to stop talking like that. I need to not lament over it, because I have a lot of good games, and I need to be grateful for that. You know, I have Euro Truck, I have Eve, you know, and Hearthstone and all that, and I have a lot more games on my hard drive that aren't even installed. Well, not on my hard drive, but in my Steam library that aren't even installed. Yeah, okay. You say so, game. Oh, this must be the fair. Oh yeah, this is the ferry. So, yeah, this will be the end of the episode then, once I get on the ferry. Okay. So, yeah, I apologize. I really shouldn't lament over it like that. It's kind I've got somewhere in the realm of not 200, 180, between 150 and 180 games in my Steam library, and I've got other games on Origin, even though Origin like sucks. I've got other games there that I can play, and I just don't have them installed, and I'm not. I've actually been considering going back to the Mass Effect series and playing 1, 2, and 3 in order, despite the fact that 3 was really kind of a bit of a letdown in the ending. And there's been DLC that I haven't played, and I really kind of want to. I'm gonna follow the GPS, but I can't remember if this is actually a smart move or not. Ah, damn. This is not gonna be fun. Dude! Ugh. If I didn't make that minor adjustment, I think I would have clipped that car. So yeah, we're almost done with today. The ferry run. You see, this may not have been the smartest. Well, yeah, actually it is. It's a better pull-in point. And it's just the way I'm going to have to do it, is up on the sidewalk. And... Well, no, I didn't. Looks like the gate's been adjusted. It's been made wider to let in trailers. Huh. I didn't see that, so there was really no need for me to do that. I was thinking it was going to be the older gate, but it wasn't. Alright. I'm pretty sure we're going here. Because we go here to here, and then here, and then there. I think that's our route. Well, if it's not, we'll know. So we'll just let it load up. And then we'll be done. There we go. Alright folks, so that's going to be me done for this episode. Please do not forget, if you wish, leave a comment, like, and subscribe. It really does help me out. Otherwise, that's all for me. This is One Big Bugga. I'm going to be signing out. I'll see you next time.